everybody, this is going on. This is main man, Brother Saeed, the writer, director, not only director, I directed the film with Tiffany McKeever and Jeffrey Wall, and we're here with the cast of Political. We have Tiffany, Chauncey, Jeffrey Wall, and we have Camilla. And Jeffrey is playing Phil Muhammad, and the film is about this young, pro-black black nationalist man who's running for office, and he finds out that the people that is funding his office aren't the people that he thought was really into supporting what he was doing. So we're just gonna let them go into what they go into, and just everybody just introduce themselves and tell them about themselves. They're gonna go right into the interview.
I'm Tiffany McKeever, and I play Jean in Political.
I'm Chauncey Miller. I play Jonathan, who was married to Jean in the film.
I'm Jeffrey Wall, and I play Phil Muhammad, the gentleman that's running for mayor in the film.
I am Camelia, I play Betty, and this is my husband in the film.
Okay, so getting right to the question, what made y'all interested and want to be part of Political? Jeff.
Oh, I was going to let the ladies go.
Well, ladies first. Ladies first.
I feel that the film speaks very loudly to what is happening out in the country or in the world today, and I believe that we're going to definitely be making some strong moves as far as letting people know what this thing is all about. What they're seeing is actually reality. If that makes any sense.
And Camilla, what is your take on the film, your role, and things that you have went through during the filming, and just being part of the project?
I think it gives a different perspective as African Americans, and then I think it's a unique perspective the way it was written, and a lot of the scenes and things that we're changing into things that haven't been revealed yet. My experience is interesting. It's interesting because we watch these roles, we watch these things on TV, but to actually be a part of it just kind of gives you another perspective as well. So.
And Chauncey, you're playing the wife of Jean, who's...
I'm playing the husband of Jean.
That's right.
My bad. Chauncey is...
That's
Chauncey...
another movie. That's another movie. No, I've worked with Saeed on several different projects. When I got back to Greensboro, he was one of the directors that gave me a shot. So I always love working with him. Tiffany's great. And, working with Saeed is cool because he's not going to waste a lot of your time. And at the end of the day, you will have, there's this gratification with them that you don't get with a lot of films, that they're not seen. You film these short films or a series or whatever, and they never see the light of day. But I think that Saeed puts an effort to make sure that they are get seen, and you feel confident about that. And I enjoy working with him because I've seen him grow as an artist. This particular film, what drew me to it was Saeed said, "Be at my house at 6 o'clock." He said, "What you doing?" I was like, "All right, I'll be there." So the confidence I have in him is what drew me to it, and a chance to work with my fellow Triad actors.
Tiffany. Tiffany got a history, so we like brothers and sisters, cousins and uncles, and everything.
Uncle and stuff. I was drawn to the role of Jean because he just said I was going to do it like you. But I haven't acted in a long time, so I am very grateful for the opportunity to get my feet back wet, and I feel like the cast is wonderful. I feel like we can grow the story beyond imagination. I think that our chemistry is really, really great. And so I'm just really excited to see what happens and see how the audience react to the content.
Yeah, I think they're gonna like it. Shout out to Johnny McNeil, who's not here with us today.
Yeah.
Also a good actor.
And Gerald.
Yeah. But to all the cast members that are on here, we want to just throw a shout out to them. You know who you are. But we're going to get into the meat of the discussion, and I'm gonna direct this question to Chauncey first. Then I'm just going to move around. Chauncey, based on your character itself, what type of energy or what do you want to convey to the audience once they see this character?
Well, I think that, well, my character, not to give too much away, he's married to Jean, but he's also really good friends and colleagues, so to speak, with Jeffrey's character. And they have their, you know, there's got to be conflict, so they have conflict. And I think that the character that I play is one of, you might say, the audience's perspective. I think kind of like, okay, you know, you're in this position. What would you really do? You have your values and morals and ethics of how you think you might react. And I would do this if that ever happened to me. But then it happens, and then you're like, okay, maybe I'm not as, you know, righteous as I thought I once was. But then, you know, you have other characters in your, you know, in your life, or other people in your life that can kind of get you back on the straight and narrow.
Okay, then I'm gonna go to Camilla. You're like, you're not the real voices, but your expressions and the way you dialogue and pretty much communicate with Tiffany. What did you build that character from, and what did you see when I introduced you, well, when you were introduced to playing, you know, Mrs. Muhammad?
So you said the question was, where did I build the character from? Well, I kind of stepped into the role, but I could relate to the role personally. But I think that the role speaks to women that, the position of women like years ago, like as to the role that they took, but really, she's gonna evolve into the role that women are today. So that's kind of where I pulled from that, her role.
Well, that's good, because that's kind of how I wrote it. I wanted you to be like, I wanted people to look at you like she's just like, I don't want to say a follower, but you that old school wife that whatever your husband say, you know, you're going to support him no matter what. You know what I mean? And Tiffany, your role is kind of like that. You know, I didn't work with you before, and we didn't done a couple things together, and although I used to have to pull something out of you, but with this one, I didn't really have to pull anything out of you. We sat down, you said, hey, Sai, let me just work on this character, and let me build on this character, and you did, and so where did you get that motivation from?
Well, I think just experience in life and just growing from when we first started working together. You know, you create different dynamics of yourself when you go through life experiences. And so with Jean, with her background being that she was the one that raised her brothers and the parents wasn't around, she's always a take charge person. However, she does understand the role of a man, but she's still not that woman that's just gonna let anything happen. So I think with Jean, she's gonna strap up her boots and do what she needs to do to make sure justice is served, yeah. With her husband, Jonathan, like he was saying, well, not Jonathan, it's Chauncey. I forget that. I had it right, yeah. But I'm like, wait a minute, okay, anyway. But her husband, Jonathan, he is more of a individual that he, under pressure, is just like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. And then I think with his wife, Jimmy, she's just like, okay, no, it's other options. Let's weigh out these options before we just jump that.
So he more or less want to take the easiest road, or he think is the easiest, best road for
I
him.
don't think that was the easiest.
Not the easiest. No. I don't want to tell the story, but
Okay.
what I'm saying by easiest, he didn't want to, like you say, he didn't want to sit there. He didn't want to think out anything. He just said, well, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get it done and get it over with. And opposed to you said, no, we need to think this out.
But you know, Jean is used to pressure.
Yeah.
So she's going to react differently to pressure because of her background of, you know, just always having to be there for her brothers and sisters. So, and she did that at a very young age.
Okay. Now getting to Jeff here, and let me tell you about my film. When I wrote this script, I kind of had people in mind when I did this. So usually when I call somebody and I ask them to take on a role for me, I already have them in mind because I study them, I watch their films, and I see stuff that they do. No, but before dealing with Camilla, I never seen any of her work for as acting, but I seen her work as a poet or rapper, and just seeing how she was like real laid back and like cool. That's why I approached her about doing this. And when I thought about Jeff, I told Jeff I don't want him to change I want him to be the Jeff Ware, but take that Jeff Ware and transfer it to Phil Muhammad. So just tell us how did you deal with that, and just to, you know, and it's easy. It wasn't easy for you to just keep that same demeanor.
You know, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. I know I gotta. No, it wasn't easy. It was something that I've had the opportunity to do in the past. But yeah, because I'm a theater major, so I love the stage. I love, and so with film, it just allows me to open up a whole new different aspect of what I've been taught over the years. I'm more serious, and so that was easy for me. And then to try to convey that to where, because everything as far as Phil Muhammad is concerned, from the point on when he was released from someplace and now he's back into the public, he's taking a more serious role, and it's pretty easy. I don't know if I answered your question, but it was hard and it was easy because I'm trying not to. I don't want you to see Jeffrey. I want you to see Phil Muhammad.
Well, like with all the characters, from knowing y'all, from just working with y'all and taking the characters that I introduced y'all to that level. When I'm working with y'all on film, I don't see Tiffany, I don't see Chauncey, I don't see Jeffrey, I don't see Camilla. I see people that I'm looking for to just now that I'm asking to do what I hired them to do is develop and put these characters so people can get an understanding of where I'm coming from as a writer and where y'all coming from as actors and actresses. And we sold this, and we want people to understand that while we selling it to y'all, because we want y'all to appreciate us as actors and writers and directors. That's what we do.
So let me ask you the question then.
Oh, I'm behind.
Did we do what it is that you wanted us to do in choosing us for those characters?
Now, one thing that Tiffany know about me, that if I start a project and if I don't like the project, I will just stop doing it.
Okay.
That's me. I mean, I won't tell people why, but I have my reasons why. But y'all was so focused and kept me focused. And I didn't have to get on the phone and call y'all and say, hey, where y'all at the day we film? I call you, y'all say we ready, you come off book, we don't have to sit there and go over lines and everything. It's like, y'all took like my filming mentality to a whole new different level, because in the past, and it was probably my fault too, I was just like letting people come in and take over my projects, just to keep the peace. But when you work with real professionals like y'all, even like, and I'm getting off point, but I'll come back, even like with the film I did, Bully, when everybody got done with Bully film, they said, dude, we ain't never working with nobody like you. They said, you come in, we get the thing done and we leave. They said, most of the time people having us on set for 5-10 hours. I said, I don't pay people to be on set for 5-10 hours. I'm asking people to come and do what I do out of the love of what I do and out of the love of what you do as actors and actresses. Now, if I paid you, it's a different story. So I don't want to waste people's time. Like Tony said, I don't need 1,000 shots to get my story out. I get it and I'm going. But just working with y'all, even with the crew from Bully, y'all did more than what I asked you to do. Being on time, keeping me prepared, having me being on time, and having me going home and really studying my craft as a director, because I have to put stuff together that y'all going to be love and appreciate. So yes, that's me, and that's why.
Well, let me say then, let me ask you a question again.